let's review this full stack developer resume. So what they're going to be looking for is what I'm going to be looking for is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD. Extra languages are a bonus. Yeah, those are basically going to be it. And if y'all like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. This person has applied to 75, which isn't great. But again, this was submitted to me on like the 7th of this month, and that's when recruiting really starts to pick up again. So that might not be a correct assessment of how many applications it takes. So, but let's check with the resume. So, okay, I will say you've got a lot of the right keywords here, but again, I'm not sure I really care a lot about skill sections. I'm coming around to the fact that they are largely not as relevant except for in like higher level manager resumes. Because managers just don't really like them a lot. They like to see it in here. So, okay. Also, this is from Pakistan. I've never recruited in Pakistan, so I hope this is correct. Planned and developed a comprehensive WhatsApp business API. API is one. Integration stream of customer communication for businesses. Supporting manager. This isn't what I need. Nothing. Okay, here. Next.js is one. All right, so here's the thing. You have correctly guessed what kind of keywords I need. You have not put them in the first job. I need them in the job. These are mostly correct. Any of this equals works. JavaScript, TypeScript, blah, blah, blah. You've all got that. Microservices is solid. AWS is good. I don't see them here. Let's see. Nope. Again, software engineering specifically is highly keyword based. When you get to other industries like like art or sales or recruiting even, it's more qualification, but IT in particular is very qualification, keyword based, and that is what I'm not seeing except for here. So these are correct. That's good. Why do I have to go? Here's the problem. I have to go all the way down here to get basically this and Next.js, and I don't even see some of the stuff that's here in here, and that's a problem. If you put it here and it's not in here, people are going to think you're lying to them. That's why it needs to be in the bullet points and why these are not usually that useful, except for like, management stuff. Because yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, that's going to be a big problem. So, again, at least in the US, I have no idea how recruiting works in Pakistan. I assume there is a different culture and different needs and wants, which I am not aware of. But at least in the United States, I don't think I would... Could I move this forward? Counting off the international, I'm just going to assume that this role would require or be okay with immigration services because we need that. I wouldn't be able to move it forward in the US because the phone number is not one I could dial. But if the phone number was correct, I could move forward with this in maybe 2018. But in the United States, IT is very crowded. It's very tough. There's a lot of competition, and I don't know if I can move forward with this in the current year. This sentence alone basically saves most of the resume. Also, stop with the bolding, because you bolded some things correctly, but others not. So I could move forward with this in 2018. Right now, I don't think I could. And again, that is assuming that the phone number was one that I could physically dial and that this role was able to accept immigration services. So let's move on to the next resume. This is a software engineer intern? I don't know. So they said they're searching for internships at the moment, and they will pivot to new grad apps in the fall of this coming year. I want to let you know, person whose name is anonymized, that if you are looking, the resume that will get you internships is not necessarily the resume that will get you full-time jobs. There are slight differences in what people are looking for in full-time engineers versus internships. So I want you to be very careful with that, because internships What they're going to be looking for is a very basic understanding of the subject matter, but I mean very basic, and the ability to work well with others and to take criticism. But when you move into actual full stack resume, or not full stack, actual software engineering positions, they're going to assume that you can work well with others and take criticism, and then you need to show a better mastery of the tech stack. So that's kind of the difference, and I will try to judge it for both, but there is a difference, and I just want you to be aware, because if you change it for getting internships, you want to maybe change it to a different way. So this is so long. I don't know why this needs to be this long. Also, I don't know what's there. Maybe that is important in the black bar. Maybe it's not. Don't know. Obviously, it's censored for a reason. So, no longer than 3 lines. Software engineering intern. All right. Man, I've been noticing people doing this much more frequently. Rebuilt a legacy code for trust and safety monolithic cloud-based microservices architecture. So, this is actually solid. This will be, even though that's not going to be a keyword I usually do, people like cloud, they like microservices, and the word architecture. That's, sorry, just text. All right. That's good. People like that. So that's actually solid. Deployed in the application to multiple staging environments, production to AWS, CDK, CI/CD. Cool. You don't need to stop bolding everything. Half of these bolds are wrong, but you've got most of the right idea on it. Also, let me check. You've applied to 100 to 0. That's not great. So yeah, we can definitely do some improvements. CI/CD is good. Again, I don't care about 80% code average. The recruiter is not going to know what that means. I don't know what that means. I've taught other recruiters how to recruit for IT, and to be clear, their number of hires went up after my training. So again, I know what I'm doing on training other recruiters on it, but I don't know what the code thing is. You have to make it more basic. All right. Collaborated closely with product designers, completely redesigned and modernized legacy user interface. This is actually kind of solid for an internship. If you were moving to a full-time position, I would not have this sentence, but this is good for internships. Integrated OAuth, okay, for Java microservices. So again, stop with the bolding. Please stop. I want everybody to stop with the bolding, just in general. That is a rule. We're missing kind of the basics. So I know you have it here. I know you do. I still want it in a bullet point. They want to know how you used it. I know it could be just basic as rebuilt a legacy travel application using Next.js, React, TypeScript, AWS. That would be fine, whatever. But it still needs to be here. It needs to be in the actual bullet points. It needs to show what it is, how you used it, and why you used it. And you don't have to show that you're the master of JavaScript. You just need to show that you used it. Because if it's up here, the manager will be like, oh, they did it in one day and they don't have the mastery. If you say it here, they say, okay, they just used it as a tool. So beyond that, which this should be, again, in here, way too much bolding and the formatting is a little off. You're probably just missing how you can take criticism, which I think you can change. Which one was it? This one. I would say worked closely with product designers who would maybe critique the design and move back and forth. I think this is the sentence where you can actually put that in for internships. So, but yeah, that's what I can go through this is it's almost good. You're just missing this stuff and a little bit of how well you worked with others. But that's basically, and the bolding. Honestly, your formatting is making it harder, because here's part of the problem why I also don't like it here is when you bold this stuff, the eye goes to it, and it's possible somebody may actually miss this up here. So put it in here. This is fine. Mapping dashboard. There's nothing I see in here, but you know, that's fine. You almost have it all in here. And when internships start picking up again, which I assume they're going to be by the time this video is out, you stand a pretty good chance. So next resume. For this resume, what we've got is a data engineer, which I don't think I've done in a while. So this list of keywords and qualifications is going to be a little incomplete. There was a lot of different stuff they needed, but these are going to be the basics, I'd say. So we're going to need ETL, SQL, cloud, any kind of cloud, API, any type of AI, Python or R preferably, but other languages might be okay too. MS Excel, yes, I swear there was a job that had that in bold that paid 120 to 140K. So along with data hubs, data warehouses, Tableau, Power BI, CI/CD, cross-functional, Windows, Linux, that kind of thing, Git, and API, which I put twice. So that's about what we're looking for. There's also a couple of other languages that were more specific. So if you're doing AWS, you want sort of the AWS extra stuff, but I couldn't fit all that in there, and it's going to change because maybe if the company wants Azure, they're going to want the extra stuff for Azure. But cloud is good. So this person has applied to 150 plus resumes and not gotten an interview or gotten a interview. So let's look to see what's the issue with this, which they didn't put anything else as to why. So, okay, programming language, cool. YAML, I keep seeing YAML now. Apache, Spark, Databricks. This is not as needed, truthfully. Also, the education should be up at the top. I know that sounds weird, and this should be in 2, but they really care about education for a lot of these, and that was one of the requirements for a ton, was like bachelor's or master's. So, data engineer co-op implemented an event-driven ETL pipeline using Python, SQL, and AWS. Okay, good. Located RDS using SQL. Okay. APIs solid. Database cross-function. That's not the cross-functional I'm actually looking for. I'm looking at cross-functional across teams, not data stuff. Developed Flask and SQL Alchemy. Okay. BIC, CI/CD, Git. AWS Glue, boosted data-driven metrics. So these are okay. Half of them I have, half of them I don't. I'm trying to see what we're really missing, which I think is primarily going to be the Tableau. Yeah, and sort of more on the actual data side. I think you've got most of the tech ones, but I'm not seeing like Excel or Tableau or Power BI. Let's see what else. I'm not seeing cross-functional. I saw that is cross-functional, but I'm looking more at cross-functional teams, so that like you could go to marketing and say, yo, this is what your data means. Linux, Windows, I don't see. Git, I think I did see. Yeah, I did see Git. CI/CD, I didn't see data hubs or data warehouses. ETA, AWS. I think you're fine on the AWS and the API. That's good. I'm also not seeing it here. So that's probably a lot of the problem as well. Plus, I don't know if this would make sense to people. I don't know what a co-op is. Is that an internship? Because this kind of looks like you did something and then got like laid off a couple of months later. If it's an internship, that's fine. This one makes more sense. But that may just be, I don't know if you're applying in the US or not. That's just kind of how it reads. So yeah, I'm missing, I think you've got a good half grasp of the actual stuff, but I don't see sort of how you've used the data with other people. Like, I didn't see that you talked cross-functionally. I didn't see what environment it was, and I didn't see Tableau or whatever, which is a pretty important one. I think maybe that's probably because, like, look, you see Excel over here up top, and I'm gonna see if I can find it again. I don't see it in here. Do you see Tableau? Okay, is it there that I missed it? Table, nowhere. So this is here's the problem. You have pretty much some of the correct keywords here, but there's too many of them here that it's confusing, and they're not going to find it in here or here. Although even when I did look, I was missing the more data part. So I really would like that. So that'll help. Plus education at the top, and you really do need to explain what a co-op is, because I don't know. That maybe that's in the country you're applying to. That makes sense. At least not from my standards, which is okay, because if you're applying outside the US, I don't know as much about outside the US. But in the US, I don't know what the co-op is like that. So let's move on to the next resume. This is a software engineer. What kind? Don't know. We'll find out. So this person said they are mostly looking for top tech companies like Google, Microsoft, Meta, or similar. That's going to be tough because they're each going to have, like, look, I know the generals of how to get software engineers hired. I know what they're going to be looking for in a lot. But if you're looking specifically for, like, Google or Meta, you'd probably be best actually asking one of those recruiters directly, because I'm sure there's going to be some slight differences between Google, Meta, and Microsoft in what they're going to be looking for. In addition, those roles are going to be incredibly impacted, because right now you have a 100-to-1 ratio, which if you're only applying to those type of jobs, makes sense because those are, everybody wants to work there. If it's not, if you're applying to other jobs, then I don't know. So, in addition, you put your full phone number up on here, which isn't shown. Better not be shown. I need to double check that actually real quick. So, yeah. Okay, good. It's not shown. But please don't do that. Please stop sending me your phone numbers. I don't need it. When you submit it, you put in your email because that's how I track where you are in the system if you ever need to see where you are. But I don't need your phone number. So what we're going to be looking for is to figure out what kind of software engineer they are. They were a software engineer 3. All right, I don't like this. So this is not your fault. Nobody understands this, and I totally get it. But one company's software engineer 2 could be equal to another software engineer 4. You really do want to put like software engineer or alternatively senior software engineer, because senior can still be almost anything, but it's a lot clearer than number 3, the number 3, which again, you know, I don't expect people to know that. That's just a personal thing because companies are different. So let's look at this. Microrated DocuSign REST API. Okay, no. Microservices, that's good. Third-party vehicle, blah, 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 blah. Integrated QuickBooks Online. Okay, weird. Using webhooks and REST API, blah, blah, blah. Integrated. Okay, so you have wasted all this time, and I haven't gotten anything I wanted. I don't know what kind of software engineer you are. I don't. I'm assuming maybe backend, I'm guessing, but you were right that the keyword is microservices. You were right that REST API is one, and Azure, which I found. But I don't know what kind of tech stack you are, which is kind of critical because, you know, I don't know what kind of tech stack Microsoft, Google, or whatever they do. But, like, I need to know. Are you Python? Are you full stack? Are you backend? And I can't find it. The fact that you work for Amazon is probably going to immediately open a lot of doors for you. Let's see. No, I don't see anything. AWS is good. Yeah, here's the thing. I in this entire darn thing, I found AWS, I found API, microservices, and Azure. So that basically means cloud, REST API, and Azure, and the other thing I said, my brain. I don't know what kind of coding you do. I don't know who you are. I couldn't move forward with this resume. I don't know what they do at Google. I don't. But at any other place, I couldn't move forward with this because you don't say what you are. You don't say what you do. I mean, please look at some of the other videos to show it. But, like, I can't move forward with this because I don't know what stack you're in. Tech stack is one of the most important things in a resume for software engineer specifically. It gets a little bit different if you get some of the others, but specifically for a software engineer, they want tech stack. Sorry, phone number, phone, rang. But yeah, that's all I can do. I can't move forward with this. You're gonna have to redo a lot of this. Also, I don't know what the hell this thing is right here. Why you do this? This is not needed. Don't do that. So let's move on to the next resume. This is a QA engineer, and in between the last video and this one, or not last video and this one, the last resume in this one, because this was filmed at different dates, I got sick. So this will be kind of tough to do, and if you can get past a sick recruiter, that's even better. That's a gold star in your resume. So what we're going to be looking for primarily is Python, Jenkins, Git, Jira, Unix, Windows, Linux, CI/CD, Postman, Plyrate, Cypress, Jest, PyTest, automated and manual testing, mobile, any type of cloud, any type of AI. There are probably more keywords than that, I will be honest. It's just, that's really tough to kind of search for, but I just wanted you to, those are the ones that I found most commonly, but there may be a couple of others. So you've applied to over 150 and at least one interview at max. That's not great. You're trying to find a new job for the past 5 months. You've had 5 interviews. I want an honest opinion of what I need to approve. Okay. Thank you for your content. Thank you. No worries. So here's the kind of the issue is November, December is a dead time in recruiting. You cannot count your metrics during that time. So I'm going to assume still that 150, it takes you about 150 apps to still get one interview, which isn't good. So let's see if we can at least find this and try and help. So, dedicated QA engineer with 4 years of experience in crafting efficient test automation frameworks, proven ability to reduce defects by 40%, streamline. Okay, don't care. This isn't needed. In most resumes, you don't need a summary. It's really only if you're like changing industries or there's something critically wrong. Your skills section is huge. That's not good. Although you've got like half of what I'd be looking for. Yeah, you've got like half of these, so I don't even think that skills section is helping. I'm not a fan of skills sections, truthfully. If you insist on putting it in your resume, I would say only keep it to 3 lines max. The exception to that is more manager roles, because the manager role skill sections are going to be different, and you kind of need them. In addition, where is your education? Yeah, this should still be up top. This is fine. It should still be here. When and when not to put education in is going to vary, but in this case, if you have less than 8 years, you should probably put your education up. It's nice. People like to see it. So here's my problem immediately: is it takes me this long to get to the first job, which I is what I need. The formatting here is off. Oh God, there's so much bolding. Company name is a banking as a service platform. We help businesses launch products. Okay. Collaborative with developers. Yeah, here's why. I'm not... Don't care. Jest, I think, was one of them. Yeah, Jest was one of them. TypeScript could be. I think TypeScript might be one of them. I'd have to double check. I know I didn't put it there, but as I said, I'm missing some. So Postman is one. Okay, so again, tech resumes in particular are going to be keyword heavy. And your resume has failed because I have to go all the way down here to get to the first keyword I need. That shouldn't be it. You need those things up front and center. Your formatting is also a little off in regards to just the bolding and how you wrote this. Please use the formatting that is in the description below. Go to my website. There's like a sample resume. Use that. But yeah, I don't have any keywords here. API might be one that I missed, but even then, that's 3 keywords in the first half of the resume, and that's not good. Especially for tech. If you're sales, it's going to be more qualification based, but as tech, you need more. So yeah, I can see why, because recruiters are going to stop reading at this point, and they're not even going to get to a single skill, because if they're here, it doesn't count. And if these are here and not here, people think you're lying. Even if you're not, that's what it is. So next one, automated staggering. Everything is bolded. Android, iOS could be keywords. Test GN, Selenium. Yeah, I mean, you have like an entire resume, and I see like a single sentence worth that I need. So I can understand why you're not getting that many interviews. Your formatting is off by a little bit, but it's primarily the bullet points. And if you have to choose between formatting and bullet points, always pick the bullet points. Bullet points are the most important thing. So that'll be it for this video. This resume would not pass. If you want to come onto my channel and ask how to write good bullet points, I'd be glad to help. That's just beyond the scope of this video, but I will see you all in the next video.